What's up guys, Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video, and in this video we're going to be breaking down some tips and tricks from your boy Tenz in some clips where he talks about some big mistakes that could be the reason why you keep dying, and then we're going to be breaking it down even further and giving you some targeted tips so you can start to dominate. So let's just jump right in with that first clip. Let's roll it right here.
Jed's awesome for the sub. That's you. Also, I notice I see this so much, but people always they like half clear something, and I feel like if you're half clearing something, you might as well not even like clear it at all, because you're just taking like, you see, like he took the effort there to clear it, but he didn't like really clear it. Like he mindlessly did the movement rather than like making sure like his brain. A way to stop this is like always thinking someone's like in a corner. So like when he was clearing this, instead of being like, oh, someone could be here, and going like, oh, you could literally just be like, someone's right here. Okay, no he isn't. And then that's like gonna ensure you that you don't what's it called, like die like that way. Yeah, he went through the motions. Like it was very like you didn't have to think about it, he just did it.
Now this is an incredibly common problem, and even in Tenz's games when he's playing with high-level players, they're still making this mistake, so I'm positive that you are as well. A lot of people simply go through the motions even if they're not quite fully confident that there's any reason to. Take that example of Tenz's clip where he's watching an Omen teammate and that person definitely looks in the corner but doesn't actually clear it. But Tenz gives some advice to do this much better, in that you imagine an enemy is legitimately there. You're not just clearing or trying to get info about the corner, you're imagining there's an enemy holding that corner and that you're gonna kill them, and if there's no enemy then you move on. This is a really disciplined way to actually set up a lot of favorable engagements for you and make sure you adequately clear a site. And it doesn't just apply to corners, it applies to any single angle that you want to clear or you want to challenge. Jiggle peeking a corner that you think an enemy might be holding, imagine that there is literally an enemy holding and that you are planning to fight them. Imagine you know that there's an enemy there, and this often happens to you. Have you ever been holding a corner and it seems like the enemy just peeked that angle and killed you even though they had no information about the place you are holding? That's because they're peeking these corners as if you are, and if you're not, that's fine, they move on, and if you are, they're automatically ready to kill you and ready to punish you. And this is something that is really important for you to start doing. It's something that will mentally prepare you for a lot of these gunfights, and just going through the motions is not good enough, and now you see why. We can only keep making videos with your continued support on the GameLeap website, so if you want to level up your skills, go check it out. But let's get back into the video. Now the next tip is actually a peeking tip coming from Tenz as well, so let's play this clip and we're going to talk about it in detail. Let's roll it.
I'm surprised Yassine tried crouch peeking. Crouch peeking is so bad in this game. Like I actually think crouch peeking might be the worst peek in this game. It's decent in CS though. What about crouching after wide swing? Yeah, crouching with after a wide swing is okay, but what I mean is like if you're crouched and you're swinging the angle while crouched, it's really unfavorable, and you'll probably 95 out of like 95 to 5 of the times you're gonna lose that. Because if you saw the way that he just peeked in, he always like this, but because like your horizontal movement is so like slow in this game, especially when you're crouched, it's really like easy to hit that shot. You know what I mean? And you don't have like the crazy like peeking advantage.
So this is something incredibly common for all ranks, but especially the lower ranks. People like to try to crouch peek things, or rather they want to peek an angle incredibly slowly and precisely, so they crouch peek, which honestly is an absolutely terrible idea, and Tenz breaks down some of the reasons why. Not only are you just the slowest possible target, so you're incredibly easy for an enemy to kill, you have no means to move if you need some sort of fast mobility, or if you kill one enemy and you get challenged from another angle, you have no way to reposition. That's why crouching in general, even when you're just attacking someone and crouching when there's multiple targets, is already bad. Crouch peeking just amplifies that, makes it even worse. And then we got to talk about the fact that you have no peeker's advantage, and Holding an angle is something that you should almost never do unless you're holding an off angle where an enemy will not check. Here's the deal. If you are holding an angle and an enemy knows where you are and you're just holding the angle, they will kill you 100% of the time if they are good because of Peeker's advantage. Essentially on their screen, they're going to be pushing out, counter-strafing, and shooting you before you even get a chance to react, and you're going to die right away. And I'm sure this has happened to you many times, but oftentimes you in your games, you're like, hey, okay, well, I see pros holding angles. I see that in even pro play, so how can you say that you can't hold an angle? Well, there are 3 very specific situations where you can hold an angle. Number 1, you have a weapon that is far outside the effective range of the enemy. You're holding long with an op. Doesn't matter if the enemy has Peeker's advantage. If you have a very long sideline on them, they might see you just a millisecond first, but they're not going to be able to stop and kill you faster than you can pull that trigger. The second example is when you are specifically holding an off angle. You're going to hold an off angle where an enemy will not check, a very untraditional angle, something that is not near natural cover, more out in the open or unorthodox, and because of that, it doesn't matter that you're holding the angle because the enemy will not be initially checking you, and if they are not, then you're going to be able to kill them, Peeker's advantage or no Peeker's advantage. And then the third thing that is typically in conjunction with that second point is they are a duelist with a way to get out. Holding an off angle that is not linked to natural cover or things like that, especially when it's not like a 1v1 anymore, especially when there are multiple enemies that can refrag you after you kill the first one. If you don't have a get out, you're gonna die to the second person. You're standing right in the middle of the open, right? If you're someone that has no mobility, you kill that first person as they come out. No one expects where you are, but then everyone on the enemy team knows where you are and you're standing in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. But if you're someone like a Jet or Reyna, you can get that off angle pick. Enemies are gonna get that info, but you're already going to reposition, so it doesn't matter. So those are the only 3 examples. Other than that, do not hold freaking angles, and please do not crouch peek. But I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions, please let us know down below, and we have more in-depth advanced tips on the GameLeap website. So if you want to support the channel or level up your skills, go check it out right now. Anyways, thank you so much for coming by. If you want some specific Halo lore content, go subscribe to my own channel, Coach_Mills. And anyways, I love your faces. I'll see y'all next time.